live on Facebook now?
Hold on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, we are?
Yep. All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. Coming to you live from
Chateau
de Tomas.
Tomas
again. Yeah, let's do some introductions. We got Serge over here, Mr. United.
What up?
We got KD, which we'll come back to you because you got some stuff going on today.
I don't.
So
you gotta talk to the mic.
I am talking into the mic.
Yes. It's like you want us on the mic. Like,
Right.
I'm just trying to make.
My name is.
Let's not go there.
Then we have B. Jones over here, Mr. Yeet himself. We got Coach KT right here.
Yep.
And then I have a new name this week that was given to me by B. Jones.
Wow.
My new name is Gemini Jones.
Gemini Jones.
Did y'all enjoy y'all off week?
Trying to make her like your sister.
No, I missed y'all. I haven't seen y'all like in a month.
That's
Yeah.
your
It's
fault.
been a month.
It hasn't been a month.
Okay, how long has it
Well,
been?
we skipped a week.
We skipped a
so
She wasn't here.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
here.
technically
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
No, she wasn't
It's
here.
been 4
It's been a
weeks.
month,
Remember
right?
last one was just us four?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Time flies. Let me ask y'all a question.
So I
This is
miss
off
y'all.
topic before we get going on. Do y'all believe in taking flu shots?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
Casey,
Don't get me
your wife
started
is
on
a
that
nurse,
topic.
so why don't you? And then your wife is in the medical field, so why don't you?
No, I'm in the medical field.
Oh, you're in the
You get flu shots?
I never have till 2 years ago, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And I never got the flu till I got
Me
the flu
neither.
shot.
Me
So-
neither. I got inoculated and then I thought I was gonna die, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like 2002. It was the worst like illness.
I haven't
had.
got it this year, and I know once you start, they say you're supposed to, but I don't know.
I haven't gotten it since, man. I'm not getting the flu shot.
Okay, so back in like 2009, 2010,
What you doing?
Well,
I got the flu and I got the type B flu. So the type B flu was worse than any other flu, any other strain of flu that was out then.
Okay.
And I was sick for like 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
just
take
take
flu
my
for
You
months.
sure that was flu?
Yeah. Well,
She
it was
was
like
very
flu, and then it was swine actually.
I'm about to say
See?
that Eka?
Yeah, it was swine flu, and then I ended up getting like a sinus infection right after, and I couldn't taste foods for like 3 to 4 months.
That's
So ever since then, I'm like, why get the flu shot if I'm gonna get the flu anyways?
Right.
look, he has some medicine tonight, to be honest.
Would you care to tell us where you've been?
I went to Papados and had some drinks.
Some drinks? Tell me a drink.
So is that
What you
why
gonna pop those with?
we was tardy?
I don't know
It's
who
like-
I went to Papados with, but I
Who
had
did you meet
a
at
couple of
Papados?
shots. and
Who
a drink.
did you meet?
The bartender?
at Papados?
Yeah, I met the bartender. The
Okay.
bartender that poured me drinks.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so do y'all believe in your kids having flu shots?
So you
Yes.
said, see how she changed.
Yeah, only because when they go to school, they're around kids, it's always.
Yeah, it's almost like
Yeah.
So
they
you have to get a flu shot.
So it's not necessarily you don't want to, but you have to these days. I mean, yeah, my son's only 1, but when you start going to school, they make you have all the shot. They ask for your shot record and all that. So
So your babies had the flu shot?
yeah, he already got it.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay, I thought you said he had the flu.
No, we don't need that.
Knock on wood.
Okay, well, thank you for that little detour.
I know, you know.
Don't be messing up my intro, okay?
Can I say something? Can I say one more thing and I'll give it back to you?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't noticed, we're all wearing pink.
First of all, that's my line.
What? My bad.
Yeah,
Slow your roll.
My bad,
And
man.
I see your purple under the pink.
Don't worry about that. I got
All
to
pink,
stay
all
true.
pink, baby.
I gotta stay true to the
Like I was saying, in case you haven't noticed, we're all wearing pink. This is for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
Clearly, we're in October. They just had the Susan B. Komen race this past weekend. Shout out to all of the breast cancer survivors. I know my mom is one.
My mom was one as well.
Mom, yes. Anybody else have some notes on breast cancer?
I guess we were going to throw them out early because that was going to be the yeet of the week. It's all of these beautiful people who had to fight that fight. I can only imagine, and it hit our family as well. My Aunt Jacqueline, she's fighting right now, and she was in what is it called, remission. And then it came back, so she's still in that fight. But you know, she's a beautiful person, and that's the
What
fight.
what type of cancer is she?
You know, it's breast.
Okay.
Breast cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know the
Cancer's
ins and
cancer,
outs.
so yeah, just
But,
you know.
but yeah, she going through it right now. So all you breast cancer survivors in general,
In general,
Yes.
we
absolutely.
appreciate you. We love you.
People that still fighting now.
Still fighting, keep
Mhm.
fighting, keep your head up, stay positive, because you deserve a yeet.
And we did that very, very early, but that's okay.
So we still
No,
got
it was well deserved.
It
That's
was.
right.
It
Mhm.
was.
We got
Okay.
that.
October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I know we talked about this the past couple of shows. So if you need help or know someone that needs help, the Domestic Violence Hotline, National Hotline number is 1-800-799-7233. And in other news,
Why
Friday
was that
is
in October? I'm just curious. I wonder how did they domestic
everybody gets
yeah.
one.
October.
In other news, Fridays will never be the same again after John Witherspoon has passed away at the age of 77. I don't think they have released what the cause of his death was, but RIP to Pops.
Bang, 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 bang.
You gotta coordinate.
What's your favorite quote that he had in the movie?
Another day.
Yes, I think that's my
That's
favorite
one of my
Friday.
favorite.
Really, mine is the one for Boomerang.
Which
What's
one?
the one?
Hey,
So he said, "Hey son, I heard you got you whip.
yeah, don't.
You got to reverse it. You got to whip that
Bang,
like this, bang, bang, bang." That's the best line ever on him, man.
I mean, he just has so many
Yeah, he had a
from
whole bunch of them.
movies
I mean, it's
to
something you've
the
seen
Wayans
him.
brothers.
I like Hall Moms.
Laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Bulldog.
Why every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen?
Yeah.
I use that one to this day.
Yeah.
But then when he was on the Boondocks too, the granddad.
Yeah,
so,
he was. I
and
never really watched the Boondocks.
You haven't watched the Boondocks?
I haven't watched the Boondocks.
I know, it's good.
I've never
Really?
watched Boondocks
Yeah,
either.
sorry.
I knew y'all tripping.
So again, RIP to Mr. John Witherspoon,
Mr.
aka
Natural.
Pops. Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful comedian, all around funny guy. And this week, we are also, our cover athlete is Miss
Maya April Moore,
The real 23.
the real 23 from UConn. She's an American professional basketball player for the Minnesota Lynx of the WNBA. I think she was the rookie of the year, wasn't she?
Yes.
I want to say she was the rookie of the year. Sports Illustrated has called Moore the greatest winner in the history of women's basketball. So y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
I'm
In
sorry.
a short amount of time, the amount of stuff she's already won. I mean, she was granted on a great team, but
But she's the best player on that team too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I might try her a little one-on-one.
Wait,
Did you
whoa.
play basketball like growing up?
First of all, that's neither here nor there. Second of all, why you're laughing at me?
Can you hoop though?
We already know she can. I don't know why we even doing that.
Anyway, anything else you want to add about Miss Maya Moore before we?
Remember that she stepped away from the game to pursue being a preacher or a pastor.
That's absolutely right.
Yes,
This past year, she didn't play this past year.
Yeah, but I don't think she made. Is she coming back?
We'll have to wait.
Because she probably gonna make all her money
Probably
overseas
not.
anyway. So, yeah, you know.
Why is that? Why do players make more money overseas versus?
Because they value the women athletes, basketball.
Basketball
Yeah,
specifically
in general, yeah.
more. Here, there's just too much going on with football. They don't have football there. And football is the number one sport here. Even when it's not in season, people are still talking about football. Like we still talk about it even during the off season. Basketball, there's baseball, which is not also overseas.
Shout out to the
it is a little
Astros
bit,
right
but not
now.
like it is. Shout out to the Nationals. Yeah, we're not going to the Astros.
Really? Why? Why are
I
they
can't.
doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, this is an argument that I have with so many of my friends. I don't get when people, if you live in Dallas, you root for the Dallas teams. I get it, okay? But just because your team didn't make it, everybody wants to root for other Texas teams. But when other teams from your friends from other cities are cheering for their team and you're talking trash to them, but right now you're going for that team that you're giving them more ammo. If they win more championships, they have more ammo to come back against us. So why would you cheer for them when you're always wanting to fight back and forth? But oh, well, if we're not in, we're just gonna start, cheering for you. That doesn't make any sense. I've never understood how you cheer for, like, what does Houston or San Antonio or Austin or any of those cities have anything to do with Dallas? Like, I cheer for my team.
Texas.
I don't want the other team from Texas to win because I don't want my friends to ever have that upper hand on me.
So you're rooting for Washington just because of that.
I don't care who the team they were playing against.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter.
They're playing tonight.
They're playing tonight. It's game 7.
Oh,
No.
Now
Man,
I was in
that game
DC.
takes 4 hours.
I was in
Oh,
DC
yeah.
this past weekend with all the festivities, and everybody was. I mean,
Like,
what
I
was-
hate the Yankees, but I had to root for the Yankees to beat the Astros because
What was
I
it?
don't want the Astros to make it,
I'm with you on that.
you know?
What
Hey,
was it?
real quick though, we got Brian Little. He's watching us. We got
Big
Jordan
Little, what's up,
Ellis.
fam?
Hey.
We got my homegirl Nikki. We got
Hey,
Katie.
hey,
We
Nikki.
got Darylyn. We got Tamaria. We got Coach Claiborne. We got
Hey,
Sharice.
guys.
Hey, thank y'all for checking us out.
Yes.
Deep right now. Hey,
Y'all, what's wrong with my
and
hat?
you watching this?
Sharice is. Sharice what?
I went to high school with her.
Oh, okay.
Well, right now it is bottom of the 5th, and
And
the
the
Houston
score?
Astros are winning 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were winning the other day too, and
Come on,
now it's
Astros.
came back.
Anyway.
Stop
We
playing.
gotta go for Houston.
What
Go
else?
for Texas.
No.
So,
okay.
B. Jones, do you have a trivia question for us this
Actually,
week?
I do have a trivia question.
Well, tell us what
And
your
I
trivia
would
question
greatly
is.
appreciate it if you did not Google this one.
Hold on,
Because
hold on.
I thought it was a great question, but then I Googled it just to see how I did. Because I always have to test to see how hard my question is. I try to make it to where you just can't throw in a
I
couple
ain't gonna
of
tell her not to Google it, man. Come on.
Because, that's kind of.
They're trying to win the shirt.
I want to see if somebody really like they sports, right? I mean,
Okay.
No,
Yeah, whatever.
but if it was a question that we asked you and you know the answer, you can go.
You gonna go
Google
Google.
it. Absolutely.
Oh,
He's like, no, I'm gonna use Bing. I don't want
GTS. But listen, so under Gino, the Yukon Women's Huskies have had 25 first-round draft picks. Maya Moore was selected as the first pick in the draft, so the question has to do with Maya Moore. How many Yukon women's basketball players were selected as the first pick in their respective draft?
Oh shoot, I know.
That's a good one, Aaron.
I'm
not gonna tell you.
I know one. Can I just say one?
I know 3 of them are layups. 3 of them are easy.
Wasn't Rebecca Lobo one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to
Okay,
do.
so the question is, say the question.
How
one more
many
time.
Yukon women's players were selected as the first pick in their respective draft class?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
One. I want to say 5, but that's.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure if I thought about it, I could come up with them. But it's my squad, man. I roll with them.
all right. So if you think you know the answer, or you want to guess at the
I didn't
answer,
Google it, but I know.
or you want to cheat
I
and
know.
Google the
Yeah, go
answer,
ahead and Google it,
hit
man.
us up.
Take
Big
out
Jones
his
will
shirt
get
money.
get you a shirt in any color of your choice. Shout out to Miss Anna for always giving us the
Yeah,
hottest,
Anna,
latest
if-
colors with the shirts and,
And
all
if you
that.
need shirts, man, holler at us. We'll holler at Anna and she'll
And
get it to you.
she can get
for real.
anything.
Yeah,
made
she got
for
you. She
Yeah,
got
not
you.
even shirts. She can.
Hoodies,
she-
polos, whatever you need,
got you
hats.
on the apparel.
I
for
think
your
that's
brand.
Okay, so you don't have your hat on today.
Yeah, he took
I'm
it
about to
out
get
like
blinded
5
over
seconds
here.
before we went
You
live.
know, this light over here is reflecting. I'm
Oh,
about
you
to.
got your hat.
You know what, Pam?
Huh?
I went there.
Sorry.
Okay, so our WCW of the week, B. Jones. Hey,
Man, I'm hot right now. I gotta give a shout out. I gotta give a shout out to my older cousin because he turned me on to this one.
you could just holler at me. I can tell you about her.
Really, I didn't know about it, but
Who?
Taylor Rooks. If you hadn't heard of that
You know
name,
Taylor Rooks?
go check
Me
it
too,
out.
clearly.
She's an American sports journalist and broadcaster with Turner Sports and Bleacher Report.
What's the last name?
Is that
Rooks.
ROOKS?
ROOKS. So I gotta send a shout out to my boy C, my cousin.
Oh,
He
okay.
came up with this one. Taylor Rooks is.
Now, so you just seeing that, but you gotta
So-
see the whole picture.
Y'all know Jesse Williams?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
The
dating.
actor, right?
Yeah, I don't know if she's married. I think she might be with
they were dating. I don't know if they still are.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Shout
Shout
out
out to
to
for
shout
y'all
out
this
to
week.
Jesse Williams for showing up in the Power.
Right with all the tattoos on his
Yes.
Now, he specifically said before the show.
That didn't spoil anything for you.
She
I
wasn't
guarantee
here.
it's not gonna spoil
She,
anything.
she wasn't here for that conversation.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Because you
But we had to do it on text message. Didn't we say it on text? We were on time.
Well, she already gave the whole episode away on
Yeah,
text
sir,
message.
did you read the episode? But look. Okay, so
No, I
when,
completely ignored all that.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I had no choice. I wanted to
No,
copy that.
so.
So,
But
hey,
it's
we
not,
just
it's
had,
not about me spoiling
Byron,
the episodes. Social
the most
media
sports talk,
spoils
he just joined us
episodes.
too.
So I don't
So-
go usually, look into it that deeply to ever really see it. I accidentally saw something once 2 seasons ago, and ever since then I'm like, okay, I know where to stay away from. Hashtag power.
Y'all have to watch it because as soon as Saturday
Yeah.
morning when I wake up, I'm watching it. So I need for y'all to catch up.
Yeah, because this last one's about to be.
Sunday morning, excuse me.
Sunday.
Yeah, so what you gonna do between time after episode 10?
I think I'm gonna watch Atlanta. My wife has been watching it.
I love that, man.
Oh, Atlanta started.
But the episode I was watching just then, it was kind of weird. I don't know.
It's
What
extremely
episode was
weird.
it?
Well, he was, what's the main guy's name? Glover, what is his name?
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
Then
He was dressed up as that white guy or something.
Oh, that's a
Donald
classic.
Glover, yeah.
So that's actually a classic episode. He did that intentionally. It's actually a parody. Well, not a parody because it's not funny, but
Yeah, that wasn't funny at all.
no, it's not funny. It gets very intense. But he kind of making I don't want to call it a spoof off of MJ, off Michael Jackson.
Oh my gosh, with the egg.
Yeah. Oh no, y'all gotta watch it. It's a guy on Facebook who's Asian. Who
Yes,
looks
who looks just like Michael Jackson.
But when he starts talking,
Have you seen it?
he may be Hispanic. But anyway, you can tell. Hello, you know. I'm Michael Jackson.
He got
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
serious,
Marco
man.
now, but he looks
One
just
of my
like
brothers
him.
look. What'd you say?
I said he looks just like him.
Oh, I thought you said I looked like we was about to fight. Hey.
No.
All right, so what's going on?
Let's go.
All right,
Let's get
so kickoff question for the cast.
All
Shay
right.
Mitchell, she's from the show Pretty Little
Yes.
Liars, is being criticized for attending Drake's Star Pack, which I'm offended because I wasn't invited, birthday party in the same week that she announced the birth of her first child. So her boyfriend, Matt,
She had a baby, probably on Tuesday.
and went to the party on
Saturday,
Saturday.
she was,
Fine, no Saturday.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you still got placebo dripping. I mean, what's really going on?
But aren't they sending?
Placenta.
Aren't they sending women home like within hours?
Yeah, but
Like,
that's
they
not-
send you home with your child.
But you need to be
Yeah.
the first week you going to party. I don't care what it is, Drake. You gotta be there with your
I'm
baby.
not gonna go party. People don't party these days. They go to parties and sit down.
So
You
So
taking
I-
the
so
baby
when
with
you
you?
say that-
Did she take the
Right,
baby
she
with
don't
her?
want to.
Strap on?
Yeah.
Strap
If
the
I
baby
got
on?
invited to a Drake party and I'm Shay Mitchell, I'm gonna be at their
But
party.
you're Shay Mitchell, so you can come next year and
No,
you
Yeah,
can
but
go
you
to
just had
other
a
Drake
baby,
events.
KD.
Now, if he
No,
asked me,
I'm
I'd be
not-
in the living room talking about, let me get dressed, I'm on my way.
I'm about to hit these headlines and I'm gonna be at their party.
Well, she's in the headlines though, and it's not for a good reason.
Well, but you know, in that industry, headlines is headlines.
Exactly.
You know, no
Yeah,
press is
but
bad press.
It's, well, why we gotta break it down to industry? She's still a person.
Well, I mean, just period.
I know, but like-
Is this
like,
her first child?
It
The
It
first
doesn't make
child.
it doesn't matter.
First
You first
child.
child.
No, you know those
I don't-
honey
I don't
commercials,
think-
you know your first child, you do things differently than your second. So the second child, she might have taken the baby to the party, but you know, first child, you need to be at
That's
home.
No, you gotta be
It's a little shame.
That's-
So
that's
that's
ridiculous.
you being an experienced mom,
Mhm.
having a baby. So would you have been here the first?
My daughter loves us.
Okay, so let me just say
Okay.
this. The first week after I had Terrence, I went to the mall. I had a C-section. Okay, but he was still in the hospital because
Okay, talk to the mic.
he was born early.
There you go. That was good.
And so, I was bored, and my friend Alicia came into town, and I was like, I gotta get out of the house. And this is when Valley View was still a mall. And we actually walked around Valley View, and about 2 hours later, I felt it because I was like bent over because I had a C-section. So it was a mistake. But my child was not at home. My child was still in the hospital. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
I
that's-
think
I think
like
that's-
my third day, like going home, I was like, yo, I gotta go to Target.
that's Target.
Yeah, that's Target. You're not going to
Not
party.
a hard to get
hard.
turned
If it were a
up. When
Drake's
your
party
baby's at
though,
home.
Because what
I
if
would
something
be
happened to the
like,
baby?
Drake's
this,
party,
can
I'm
I
not-
sit? Can I?
Like, what if
sit?
something happened to the baby? You be
Well,
turning
that's-
up?
But
I am turning up.
I don't know much about this, but I mean, so aren't the wounds still kind of
That's
open?
what I'm thinking.
Don't you guys think
Yeah,
you
you
around medicinal properties are floating in the air
Okay.
and looking
I
at
didn't
drugs?
breastfeed, so.
I would say at least 30 days, and then
Yeah, I'm a little
Yeah.
concerned
30
about
days
being
is
out and
probably
about
good.
with open wounds. like that.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
said open wounds.
Huh?
Stitches.
I mean, yeah, she got stitches. They get an infection right there.
Okay. Well,
I mean, unless it was a sanitary party.
So everybody says no except KD.
you're right.
And we know she's telling the truth, but she's on the truth serum.
Right,
Hey,
exactly.
So how you know?
Cause your eyes gonna open
Your
all the
eyes
way.
tells a
Go.
story.
Look at courage.
What she talking about? And would you go?
What was funny?
Like,
She said, "What is it called? Tito's."
Yeah.
No, she took Patron.
She said, "Is it Tito's?"
No, I didn't understand what he was saying. I hadn't even been drinking yet.
Okay.
Then I
No,
went
she
back.
said, yeah.
I went back and read the text, and I was like, oh, he said he got Tito's.
She's on that bus. Anyway, singer Nivea also made a couple of headlines, I guess. She said that she and Lauren London became very close while both were pregnant by Lil Wayne. She's opening up about her former relationship with Lil Wayne and unlikely friendship with Lauren London, who was pregnant with the rapper's child at the same time. So both women were pregnant with Lil Wayne's sons. I think they both had sons
Yeah, they both had sons.
at the same time. So,
I want to add to this story. So, Lauren London had a baby by Lil Wayne. Nivea had a baby by Lil Wayne too. I feel like no, but I feel like somebody else.
Yeah, it was another one at the
Oh,
time too.
The Dream.
No,
that's Christina.
no, Christina Milian had
Yeah.
one.
So Christina Milian has a baby by The Dream.
Yeah,
And Nivea has a baby by The Dream too.
yeah, she got
So they're all
seven kids by
connected.
her. Yeah,
So that was the
Speaking of the industry,
Your mind is blown.
yeah.
Yeah. So Nivea must have had the babies back to back.
Yeah, they got more than one
Yeah,
kid together.
because I think
Right.
Nivea had a baby with The Dream first.
Yeah,
Then
Before
Christina Milian.
She actually married him. Right?
Yeah.
Christina
They
Milian.
married, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
That's
all
it.
like connected in a way though.
That's just
so wait, okay, so what about the two?
Lauren London
Yeah, Lauren London
and
and
Nivea, they were both pregnant at the same time.
well, Lil Wayne's
They
baby.
became close
they
friends
became
during
close
the time.
friends. I mean, at this point, what can you?
The babies were bringing us together. It was Lil Wayne's genes.
But honestly, though, Lil Wayne has a lot of kids, and all of his
Yeah.
kids are close.
I can actually appreciate the two women putting, I mean,
Absolutely.
unless they were actually being combative about being with Lil Wayne, it seemed like both of them probably came to terms with what they were,
Right.
and it was all
That's a
about.
lot of
So,
Waynes
yeah.
walking around.
So the real question is, KD and Pam, would y'all be cool in that situation? No, no, Pam, I already see her face. KD, stop playing. You know you have to be cool with nobody else.
Honestly,
if you put zeros in my account,
I know. Honestly, it would really.
You put more than zeros in your.
Okay, what's a hot rapper, NFL athlete, or NBA player that you like?
She was being on Kobe, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, she did say.
All right, so me and you are dating Kobe at the same time.
Are we dating Kobe
We're
or are
dating.
we got
Sleeping
pregnant,
with
knocked up by
Kobe.
Kobe.
We're both. Oh, sorry. We're both. We're dating and.
Got knocked up by Kobe.
I mean,
We were okay. You know what? We was with him shooting in the gym, but he was married.
oh no, we might as well go and be friends.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
might as well get a
Yeah,
house
just
together.
y'all know,
Wait,
if y'all get pregnant with Kobe, y'all having girls for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'm shooting out boys. Kobe, I'm just saying.
Oh, now hold up. We tried to hook this up, what, about 2 months ago?
Oh, you
4
tried-
months ago.
Wait, you tried to hook it up. Did you call Kobe?
Hey, I hit him up on Instagram. He ain't responding back.
But he tried. Hey, he's looking out for you.
Whatever. Thank you. I appreciate
Y'all have
it.
some tall boys.
You're just trying to get some
Shoot,
microphones
at least.
with the show.
They probably have a 7-footer.
Yeah, they would have some
She
tall
already
boys.
put out a 6'7". I mean.
Yes, he made the team, huh?
Yeah, he's on.
Now, was he already on the team before tonight, or was?
Yeah, he was on the team
Okay.
before that. Yeah.
So tonight was just kind of like the introduction of the team.
Yeah, the introduction of the team to Bob.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. To him, yeah.
I like seeing pictures of y'all together.
You know,
Y'all was
honestly,
just so happy.
and,
They're
you know,
so
this is the
happy.
same thing my friend said. But I swear, so we
I
had,
noticed things like that.
we had breakfast at the hotel Friday morning. We both went together, and then Saturday I went by myself because he was still asleep. And so the hostess was like, "Oh, where's your brother?" I said, "He's still asleep."
Yeah, y'all-
I
I don't think it's just the looks. I don't.
Hey, I got a news break.
Uh-oh.
While we're live on that, James Harden just surpassed 50 points tonight in a basketball game. That's impressive.
What? Who's he play for? Rockets
It's
still?
the Rockets.
Okay.
Yeah. James Harden with 4 minutes left to go in the game.
What's the
But that's
score?
James Harden. It ain't
I know, I
surprising.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say like James Harden got a
Or in
car.
all fairness, though, he's 17 to 29. So he's not just jacking up everything and missing. He popping tonight. This is history. This man might drop 60 points tonight.
Okay.
Nah. You won't.
No, 4 minutes left? Well, I don't know, it seems like the free throw line.
No, it depends on how close the game is.
Nah, it's a 10-point game, and Washington is on top right now.
Oh, yeah, he might score 60.
Yeah, he gonna have to.
And they still
Speaking
don't
of
lose.
car accident, has anyone gotten an update or has anyone heard of an update on Errol Spence?
The last I heard, he was okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Okay.
Completely fine. Besides, they just obviously he got a DWI or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
I
Did
didn't
y'all
know
see the
that.
video?
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, I know. They said the fight is still on.
Oh, there's a
For when?
fight. I didn't
I
know.
think it's in January.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
he
I
got
didn't
the
know.
January
No,
I
but
didn't know.
I mean, he literally all he got was cuts. No,
Wow.
no broken bones. Man, if you say lucky, beyond lucky. I don't understand why. I don't mind him driving that time of the night, but why are you having no seatbelt on, man?
Right.
Like that's just
Come on.
not. If you're driving that car,
Yeah.
there's no excuse. I don't care what time of the day it is, and it's, and I'm hoping
You gotta
obviously.
surround yourself with
And on top of that, you're drinking and you're by yourself and
Yeah.
you're driving that car without a seatbelt. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's very
combination of
lucky to
things
be
for a
alive.
guy that looks very smart, but obviously when you
very
drink,
well compensated.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you can afford
I
that
think-
Uber XL, Uber Black, what is it?
I believe
Okay.
reality check. Because I think he's starting to feel himself a little bit. And I think it was just nope, because you're a very humble person and don't astray from that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he does a lot of great things in the community and stuff, and I think he's one of the best, if not the best pound for pound fighter in the world.
But yeah, sir,
You can't
if you have that kind of money, you shouldn't be driving yourself.
ever.
Yeah, I would let
Yeah.
I know for sure I can make a tenth of what he makes and I wouldn't be driving. You know what I mean? Like, and he's
Are you Ubering?
no,
listening?
or have a chauffeur.
Yeah,
Okay.
chauffeur, yeah.
I
Like
mean,
you said, when you're bored,
what's
somebody
really
you
the
trust.
difference? Either pay a guy to drive me around every day or pay an Uber. Like,
It's not that complicated.
no.
No, it's not at all.
All right, so Procter and Gamble, where do we draw the line on
Yeah, pretty
these? Procter and Gamble, the always feminine hygiene products, is removing the feminine symbols from the packaging in the name of
Yes, it's okay. Use your vibe.
Exclusivity.
No, inclusivity.
Yeah,
Inclusive.
yeah.
So basically, we are crossing gender lines.
Now here's my thing. What men is using this? I don't get it.
Hey.
And then, okay, even if
Using
it's
it
a man, even if
Oh,
it's a man,
oh, never mind.
wait,
Y'all nasty.
Even if it's a man that used to be a woman, or you still have the women's reproductive system that's causing you to use it. So I don't understand why the symbol is being removed
I thought they removed
because you
the
don't.
engine. I thought they took the parts.
some people
out.
can't afford to remove the engine. So you live your life as one gender, but you're in reality still fully another gender.
So you just buying a package just to throw somebody out there look in your
Yeah.
restroom or something? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
what I don't understand is how these people are like literally fighting for their right, and we still have other issues in this world.
Well, that's an issue that they got to fight for because, like to us, we think it's dumb, honestly, right? I don't get it, but
So are we taking male off condoms?
Yeah. So your question.
I hope not.
I mean,
Well,
are we
no,
gonna
no,
have
yeah.
different shavers
we're-
now?
You
Shaving
don't
cream now? Or
This is only the start to something that's gonna just keep expanding and expanding. I already know eventually we're gonna have in every school, in every bar, and wherever you go, there's gonna be a ladies' restroom, there's gonna be a men's restroom, and there's gonna be another third restroom.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I've had the
take it.
privilege of going and purchasing feminine products, and they expensive. So if any man want to go around fraudulently paying for them products just
Oh,
for
speaking of, I have a
tickets and
question. So you've bought them. Have you bought them? Have you?
Yeah, I think I have.
said?
and they not cheap. If you, especially if you
But
get the
no.
multi-pack.
No.
If you get the
No.
multi-pack,
But I have
gonna cost
paid.
you more.
If I did, I'm gonna use a coupon.
That's what I'm saying. So if
My
you
wife
want to
told me
just
use
play around with
coupons.
that, hey, more power to you.
And I did get one of my homeboys though. I was in the store with him, and he wasn't paying attention. I threw something in his basket, so they got there.
I don't understand why
Yeah,
that
that's
is so. I don't understand why a man doesn't want to carry a woman's purse. If I'm standing next to you,
I'm okay with it.
No, I carry a purse.
Purse
It
is
depends
not
on
bad.
that person. I ain't just carrying every woman's purse, but my
no,
wife
that's
said
what
I
I
don't.
mean. Like your woman's purse,
Oh, I don't want
or
that.
having
That's like that.
going to get feminine products for your
No.
wife or
I mean, I do that now.
whatever.
We grown now. People
But-
do that.
I don't
No,
want
but-
you getting my products, but you don't get them wrong. I need this.
Well, take a picture of it and we get it right. That's how
Will
you
you
do
get
it.
it right?
Yeah.
Even if I take
That's
a
what it
picture?
is. I was-
Yes, I was.
They don't
If you
have
didn't take
those.
the picture, send it to me. When I get there, I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you.
You gonna
Be like,
send
this
back?
is
You
what
gonna
you want.
bring back some cardboard? I'm like, what is this?
Well, you better use
Y'all are
that
the
cardboard.
real
I'm pretty sure it's expensive.
Well, if you want it that bad, go get it yourself.
Like, shout out to my future husband. I'm gonna have to tell him to holler at y'all so y'all know.
You want to drive back to
Hey,
Palo?
I laced
He already left.
Shots fired. Hey, I laced
No, the bartender still working.
All expensive purses, and I take that purse anywhere, man. You might see me carrying it.
Now, the one thing I won't do, they say never go into a woman's purse unless
Yes.
you're gonna put money in it.
It,
So I won't
Okay,
go in
so
a
let me
purse.
go grab my purse real quick and ask you to go and
I
get
won't go in a woman's purse.
Yeah, unless they ask you to. You don't.
Even if they
That's
ask me,
true,
I
that's true.
hesitate. Even my wife, hey, get my phone out. I'm like, no.
Is it right on top? Y'all be like,
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, I cannot stand a dude who goes through a woman's purse though. Like, oh, let me just dig in here.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
does
that's
that?
a
What
no-no.
are you doing?
do they have it at Barbados?
No, but
Oh,
dudes
okay.
really do that.
That's a
Yeah,
cut off.
hey.
That's a
Yeah,
cut off
that's-
right
that's-
there.
that's-
Nope. That's a
Nah,
no.
I ain't believing that one.
Or they're.
They're going through no woman purse.
Shit, yes, they will.
What they need?
just like a woman go through your phone, you go through her purse. I mean, I guess it's.
You ain't gonna find nothing in my purse.
You ain't gonna
Who
find
knows
nothing
who's
in my
gonna
phone.
find your
either.
purse? I don't know why you true.
We're gonna find more than that.
You will find a toothbrush,
What?
my wallet.
Why do you need a toothbrush? It's just you brush your teeth.
Just
after
in
you-
case you stick.
Or then when you have the overnight stays.
Yep.
Look, there's nothing.
You
in
brought
my,
it up.
This
There's
toothbrush.
nothing in my
Yeah, I don't know why you talking about
There's nothing in my purse.
There you go. I stuffed it all in my bra. Let's go to tackling life.
Oh, I went
Tackle it.
I missed everything.
Tackle it.
Tackling life. Okay, Los Angeles Rams cornerback Jalen Ramsey finally confirmed a rumor on Wednesday that has been going around for a few months concerning whether or not he had moved on from his last relationship. I don't know why I care, but whatever. I'll
But
keep
here, no,
reading.
this is why you care.
The proof came
I can tell you why you should care.
in the form of Ramsey posting a photo of himself with his new girlfriend, Monica Giovanna, on Instagram. While breakups are the natural course of many relationships, it looks like the ending of Ramsey's relationship with Breonna Tate, who is pregnant, didn't sit well with her brother, New York Giants wide receiver Golden Tate. When a Twitter user suggested that if put in Tate's situation, they would have words with this young fella, Golden didn't dispute the report and said he and Ramsey will see one another. Now, when somebody tells somebody I'm gonna see you,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, if you left a pregnant woman to go
Well,
get somebody,
but
no,
why?
So
no.
next, what was he supposed to do? Wait till she had a baby and then leave her?
yeah,
Yes.
either way, he's
Just
either
wait.
way
You,
he's
you and I both know that Jalen Ramsey is financially able to give her whatever she needs financially. I'm not gonna say he needs to be a part of the process.
Yeah,
He shouldn't have to be forced to
Not obligated.
it's a bad look. That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's just like when Tiki Barber left his wife who was pregnant with twins. Y'all don't remember that?
Okay, but why?
Yeah,
What's
but
the
like
reason
if
for
it
leaving
wasn't
them?
like Golden Tate, if it was like a non-NFL player, this wouldn't even be a story.
It wouldn't
Right,
be a
because
story.
I don't even know.
The fact that Golden Tate and Jalen Ramsey could
I'm trying to think. If Golden
potentially
Tate
make
really
it-
stepped up to Ramsey, I think Ramsey could probably take him.
I don't know.
Oh,
Golden
no,
Tate
Golden
pretty
Tate,
big dude.
yeah,
man. He ain't no little
No,
kid, man.
but
Joe Golden Tate is pretty solid for.
I mean, Ramsey's bigger than he is, but
Yeah,
I
Jalen
don't
Ramsey,
know.
what about 6'1", 6'2"?
No, he's
he's like
6'2".
6'3".
Yeah, he's a pretty big corner.
Yeah.
You know he's from Florida. Don't go with him, man.
Yeah,
I think
see?
he can take.
Good answer.
He can outrun him at least. I mean, he can lose in the fight.
Well, at least Golden Tate can't stay healthy enough to fight. So
Or take
Well,
PEs,
his knee,
Well, no,
his knee gonna blow out.
he was taking that for fertility stuff.
supposedly.
Yeah, that's why.
But I don't blame Golden Tate for saying that at one bit.
Yeah, you gotta take it for your sister.
Yeah,
And I would have to have a talk with him, like, hey, I don't, you do what you do, but why put it on blast? You don't have to embarrass my family or my sister. You
Sorry,
go
I'm
about
just saying
your
about
business.
you, bro.
Do what?
I'm just saying about you.
That's what.
But
that's
I mean,
what
but that's my
Ramsey
point.
said.
What's the reason for the
Ramsey.
breakup? Did
Well,
she
it
get
ain't
pregnant on
breakup.
purpose
It
and she didn't want the
shouldn't-
baby at the time? I mean, it's
But what? I get it ain't about.
Is it really
what
bad?
kind of attention you trying to bring yourself?
Yeah, man.
Why you? Yeah, it's disrespectful.
If they
Folks
wanted to
lost
break
their
up
life
because
for
it,
this.
what if it was a mutual breakup?
Folks
That's
have
what
lost
I'm
their life for
saying.
remaining on
That's why I'm
stage. You ain't
saying,
finna disrespect
like,
my sister.
it makes it seem like he just left, but she could have just said, you know what, I'm
Can you
sick
play
of your
Spade?
BS.
I can actually play
Excuse
this
me.
for you.
I'm about to invite you over, man.
Excuse me.
But I'm just saying, Oakland lost their lives for less, man.
I know, somebody might lose theirs right now. Sure that.
Y'all heard that.
Jalen Ramsey, that dude go on the
TV.
football field, though. All props to Jalen Ramsey when, for that 60 minutes of football. He a monster.
Okay, well, I don't know
Lockdown.
what it is, but all right.
Oh wait, hold on. My wife just texted me. Homeboy said the Nationals were up there or not. Nationals have 1. Houston has 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So they're up, but they're not up 2-0.
Okay, all
Yep,
right.
it just changed.
See,
too.
you like
Top of the
y'all
seventh.
see this up to the minute sports stuff?
I know, right? Join us on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, we done had, we got
It's
Joe
today.
Green has joined us,
Today.
Melissa Anderson, Erica Lewis.
Where do you
Thank
see
y'all.
that? Oh,
Right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey man, I'm trying to put it down. They showing us love, we gotta show it back.
So here's an interesting question. Corey Vereen is dropping out of the XFL 1 week after being selected in the league's inaugural draft. A report came out earlier this month claiming the average player's salary will be $55,000 a year.
So, let's talking about that, because at first I understood Corey Vereen's point, but then I started to really think about it. The season only lasts, I want to say January, they'll probably go report to camp. They start the season the week after the Super Bowl, so they do this intentionally to not bump up against the regular NFL, right? So they play for, what is it, February, March, April. It's like a 12-week, 12, 14-week season, and they done. They can still go try out for an NFL team if they perform well in the XFL. So I have no problem with them getting $50,000, $60,000 for a 4-month job when you can still go audition and work out for another team and still get paid a roster bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, but I read a book. I don't remember her name.
You read the book?
She was one of the first. She was the first female coach in the NFL. She was an assistant coach with
Yes, it's been a couple of them now.
Arizona
Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals.
has
I
one.
want to say, believe this was a while ago. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. But she was saying she played in those leagues. She played football. But they don't, like all their traveling and all that, they don't get the fancy airplanes and all that. You're going on a Greyhound bus. You're not staying in the fancy hotels. You're in the Best Western, Holiday Inns. You don't get all the accommodations that
And
the other sports do.
how bad you want it?
Yeah, but in such a violent sport, only playing for that
Bro,
much.
how bad you want it? You ain't got to play in the sport. Nobody held a pistol up to Corey Vereen head and said, hey, you got to play football. If that's your dream, what are you willing to do for it? How bad do you want it, man? Because I guarantee you, it's somebody right now at their house that's very well talented, but maybe got into it with their college coach or got caught smoking weed and can't get an opportunity that will beg to switch places with Corey Vereen.
Well, you better go to Canada, go and play in one of those leagues.
The Canadian football league ain't gonna be no
You said
different.
it's $50,000, $60,000 in a 4-month period.
That's what I'm saying.
What other job is paying you that?
What other job is paying you that? And then let me do the math on
So
this.
when you're not working, if you can't make it in the NFL, you're probably driving
So
for
check
ETS?
this out.
I mean, I don't know.
NFL is the only company that has 1,696 jobs available every year. And guess what? There are about 400 new people coming out applying for those same 1,696 jobs. So guess what, Corey Vereen? Don't play in other league, but you're gonna reduce your opportunity to get one of these jobs, bro.
Well, you're just gonna be a coach. You can at a high school.
Be a coach.
You can make
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
there's other avenues for you to reach if you
You
got
better go do some research on coaching, because coaches life is probably one of coaches have the highest divorce
Stressful.
rates. Yeah, divorce
Yeah,
rates in the
if
world.
high school football take you 7 days a week. You work.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
especially in
football
college, you recruiting year
Because
round.
you doing cross country.
Yeah.
I do cross country basketball.
I disagree 100% wholeheartedly with Corey Vereen, man. Go out there, bust your butt, and earn another shot on the roster.
You almost changed my mind, but I'm not going out there to get hurt just for that.
But you're going to get hurt regardless. I mean,
But if
that's
I'm gonna get hurt, I want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I
I
can't
got
So
play
then
paid
for
don't-
4 months.
$5,000.
Yeah, but or then don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do
Bro,
it.
there's people.
But no, I get what you're saying. If that's your dream, then do it.
Yeah, you got to,
But
man.
I think, have he been in the league before?
Yeah, Corey Vereen.
What is Corey
Yeah.
Vereen?
But if you don't want it bad enough, or if that's not really a dream, then it's easy for us to say like, yeah, I wouldn't do it. But
Yeah.
if that person who spent a lot of years,
That's
a
true.
lot of
That's true.
And he's
Yeah,
already been in the
practices
league,
and
so
already
he
taken
already
a lot of
knows
hits
all
already.
he's going into it. Why am I going to play for that amount? I'm not doing that.
Man, I don't think beggars can be choosers in this situation. It'd be different if they said, hey, you're gonna be making $24,000 or something like that, $1,800 a month or something like that. But bro, $55,000 over a 4-month time frame is maybe even 5 months. That's unreal, man.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna agree to disagree on that one.
Alright, so let's talk about something else I think we're gonna disagree on.
Oh, you already know.
So Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson douses his steak in a layer of honey.
How you gonna just?
So he
I'm
got
gonna try
this
as soon as I
from
can.
Cleveland, I think that's how you say his name,
Cleveland
Farrell,
Farrell.
a country boy, as Watson calls him, who explained that this was a hidden secret, that a tinge of sweetness makes a steak just
I
right.
cannot wait to try it.
Okay,
So I'm not.
You let me know how that is, huh?
I will.
So like I said,
Have y'all ever put honey on your chicken?
No.
no, I'm not. I don't like honey.
On a
Give me some
Chick-fil-A,
ketchup.
a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, that
I
honey
put honey
is
on my
high.
chicken. I mean,
Yeah.
fried
But
chicken.
you got to.
Yes.
They be dry as heck. You
That's
ever
good.
come on it?
That's true.
You ever try to eat one without something?
Wait, but how do y'all eat your steak? Be Jones, how you eat your steak?
With any
Like the pink.
Any sauce?
Like this?
the fact that you smiled when you said it is what made it
Good.
work.
Just don't sound.
So, with any sauce, do you have some sauce?
No, real steak you don't put no sauce.
Alright, who has the best steak?
I like
I don't even
Texas
know.
Land and Cattle. I like theirs.
Okay, how do you eat your steak?
Medium well.
Medium well.
Who has the best steak to you?
Medium well.
I'm gonna go with the Del Frisco's.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got good too.
They
Yeah.
have an amazing.
Okay, I eat my steaks medium, and Eddie V's has the best steak.
Where's Eddie
I've
V's?
heard Eddie
There's
V's
one
good, too.
in Oakland.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever really been to a steak place a second time, but I've tried Sear at the Anatole, I've tried Chamberlain's in Addison, I've tried, I'm trying to think of other ones.
What
I haven't
company
been
do
to
I
Three
like?
Forks, but I've heard good things about
Three Forks is good.
3 4 on the chain.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't really, Vegas had some.
Yes.
There was a,
Steak I had, I
one
can't even remember the name of the
best
restaurant, but it was in Fort Worth, and they also served cow testicles.
Whoa!
Fried. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it
you
was
ate
some-
some.
Yes.
Cowbell.
Yeah.
Some cow.
Yeah. They call them something else though, but yeah.
I'm
Yes,
sure they
but
did.
you
Because you
willingly
can't just put
ate.
that on the
Yeah.
menu.
Yeah.
Oh, he was tossing them.
Hey. Whoa.
Sorry, you home for today.
And they look just like fried calamar. I mean, like
Do you
fried.
And then, okay, did they tell you before you ate it or after you ate it what you ate?
No, because they call something else, man. I don't know. I can't remember what they call.
Okay, so the best steaks that y'all had, can y'all imagine putting honey on them?
Absolutely.
No.
No way.
Yes.
I
Not
agree.
even
I like
close.
A1 steak sauce.
A1, yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
That's A1's from day one too.
I also
That's-
said ketchup, but it just depends on the quality of the
I
steak.
can do
No.
ketchup.
It just
If it's like a lower level, like it's on real steak,
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm gonna get a little ketchup.
Ketchup.
Just a little bit.
Like
Like
ketchup.
Texas.
Like we talking about ketchup, y'all?
Yeah, ketchup.
Putting ketchup on a steak? I don't care.
Only if it's
If
like, you know, like
If-
it's not that.
Look, if
good.
I'm paying more than $20, there's no way.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I paid $2 for a steak. I ain't putting no ketchup on it.
He said what?
Like Tank said, don't knock it till you try it.
Okay.
But you know what's kind of funny?
But
They send out
honey,
there, they drop a
Try
little
it
CD.
at least 2 times.
Exactly.
Tank was off the hook for that. I
Yeah,
cannot
he really
support
was.
that
I
at all.
don't
Yeah,
know.
we need to listen to the audio. We have
You
to-
heard me? I don't care. There's no way you can frame that up.
No, it depends on the analogy.
It don't matter.
No,
There's
why would
analogy
you make
say.
an analogy like that?
No, because it's the part of you lying.
What?
No.
Like, I think he
No.
was I think he was talking about somebody lying,
No.
and it's like if you say that you did
I
this
definitely
twice.
missed this tank thing. Definitely missed
Well,
You didn't know? You
Yeah.
don't know what
Tank,
he
Tank
said?
supposedly said that you could fellatio on a male
Let's just
as a male and
Not be
not be gay. And he said you could do it twice
It did not be good.
So with
and not
Tank,
be gay.
Tank just tanked his career.
And that's
well, no, he did it when he had a new CD that just dropped. It just came
Yeah,
out.
kind of like when
Drop it in the
everybody
toilet.
got naked out in
But
Shoot, we
So you think that Tank
Okay.
did this as a promotional ploy to get
To
people
get,
talking about
to
it?
get his
Yeah,
name buzzed
because you know
again.
what
To get
I
that Shay
did.
Mitchell?
I think I did listen to the album because of the talk of.
Really?
How was the album?
I might have to listen to
I like
it.
it. The last
Gay
one was-
innuendo.
The last one went hard though.
Yeah,
The last
yeah.
What was the okay from the last album?
You know, when we.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what's your favorite song.
Yeah.
No, he
So
had
wait,
a couple jams in there.
when we all gonna eat steak?
No, I'm bringing some Rocky
Yeah, where we
Mountain.
going?
Rocky Mountain.
And then whoever wants to put some honey on it, they
I
can
think
try
we should all dip in honey.
I think you
just
should
to
talk to
taste
the
it.
mic. That's what I think. I'm just
I am
there we
talking
go.
into the mic.
But you know, you get a little excited and then you all over here. The mic's right here.
First, you know what? Let's just get this over with, cause
Hold on, I text my friend so he can put his 2 cents in about Tank, but I'm gonna see if he's cool with me calling him.
And actually,
Because he
at
was into
Facebook,
the-
y'all tell us the best steakhouse in
Oh,
the
yeah.
DFW area. That's what I'm
yes.
Recommendation. We'll take
Yeah, and then
recommendations.
we're all gonna go. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a Sports Life Talk Christmas holiday celebration.
Yeah, it is.
And
The
we're
council
all
wanted
gonna-
a holiday party at the job.
Oh well.
Yeah,
So this is the makeup right here.
yeah, we can
Yeah,
do that.
there we go. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
be
gonna have
dressed up
steak
in
somewhere.
sequins and
No
stuff.
honey.
We gonna do what is it called? White Elephant.
Yeah.
Y'all ever heard of that?
Yes.
Ain't that what's called White
Yeah,
Elephant?
but help.
Under $20. All right.
Sure.
Hey, you know a
I'm
good
kidding.
location to have a holiday party is Punch Bowl Social.
Never
Okay,
heard
well
of
set
it.
that up.
Set it up. Lock it up.
Yep. All right. Let's talk a little ball is life, or do we need to talk about Jerry McCoy real quick?
Well, we just give a shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
What we doing?
Oh, okay, so my friend
His own
said
teammates.
he wants to put his 2 cents in about the
Call him on
Tank.
speakerphone.
okay.
Call him on speakerphone.
All right, but he only got like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
what is
okay,
that?
I'm gonna let him
But
go.
McCoy's former teammates, what did they do? They took his son to the senior night because he had
That was dope.
Yeah.
That was
That's
really
you worthy. Yeah, that's you worthy right
Hey.
there, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we were talking about the whole Tank thing with the analogy that he used. I know you listened to the interview, so I just wanted to get your 2 cents on the interview.
I'm gonna say this. That's not an analogy I would have used.
Exactly. Same
First
thing
and
he said.
foremost.
I understand what he was trying to do, but as a man in this society, you can't do that.
No.
You gotta get.
He should have to leave yogurt. We ain't let him lift that down yet.
Okay, so what was the analogy? Can you break down the analogy real quick?
Remember, it's a family show.
Yeah.
Well, what was the analogy? So I guess it was something about a man being a liar, and he said the man wasn't necessarily a liar. He just lied twice. He's like, so that doesn't make someone a liar. He's like, if another man, did oral sex with another man twice, does it make him gay? No, it doesn't make him gay.
So
He
how
did
does
it one time, and he didn't know if he liked it or not. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Nah, Tank, no.
Yeah, how do you go from theater?
That was the
To
most
sucking
horrible
penis.
analogy.
I don't understand.
That was the most horrible analogy.
I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah.
We need to change the
It's a
subject.
history of analogies.
That's what he can come up with.
No,
Okay.
Tank. No,
Okay,
man.
so the
This is
question.
becoming Sports Life Tank. Well, we ain't having that right now.
Okay,
Sports
so,
Life Tank.
so the question was, do you think that he used this analogy to gain publicity to listen to his album?
I'm not sure. With these celebrities, you can't never tell. So
No, he was
it's
speaking
kind of suspicious.
from the heart, from the
Let me
head.
tell you this, man. The bottom line is you made, I think Tank just came out of the closet. Right there.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
I think Tank was low key, subliminally
Yeah.
trying to say, hey, I've had a penis or two in my mouth, and I don't know if I'm gay, but I want to talk to y'all
Hey,
about it.
can we move on from this?
People, the Michael saying.
I don't think he came out. I just think he was
Talking to them.
just stupid at the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was too early in the morning.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, and maybe he
Wait,
was
what's
alone
that?
on
The Breakfast
the-
Club or something?
Yeah, I think it was the Breakfast Club,
I
right?
don't know what it was.
It's
too much for me. Not TV.
It was,
Maybe
I
you.
think it was Angela Lee's show. Angela
Yeah,
Lee's
that's
show.
right.
Oh, lip
Yeah,
service.
lip
Lip
service.
service, yeah.
Oh, that's what he had been given apparently.
Oh,
So,
lip service, yeah.
all right,
All
well,
right,
we
well-
gonna move on.
All right, well,
thank you.
Appreciate it,
for
man.
your 2
Thank you for
cents.
joining the show, fam.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for putting me on.
Thank you,
All
Kenneth.
right, talk to you
All
later.
right, bye.
Did he want his name?
Look, was you at Papa Do's too?
No.
Y'all get all in my business, so I have the right.
That is true.
Thank you. All right.
So back to Gerald McCoy, Tampa Bay. What were you saying?
Yes.
His teammates, he was traveling with the Panthers, so he couldn't go to his son's senior night. So Jameis Winston and some of the Tampa Bay, his former
Yeah.
teammates, went for him.
Oh,
That's
nice.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
very
that
awesome.
was really cool. Yeah.
that deserves a mention for sure.
Yeah, that shows you how sports can cross the camaraderie that these guys have in these locker rooms.
Oh,
More than
absolutely.
just, just football.
They're not just athletes, they're
Yeah.
people too.
They truly form friendships and bonds for life.
Yeah.
Ball is life.
Ball is life. So Dallas Wings guard Skylar Diggins Smith sounded off on Twitter about what she suggested was a lack of support from the organization. She also tweeted that she had played while pregnant throughout the 2018 WNBA season, but didn't tell a soul, and then took 2 full months away from everything this past summer because she was dealing with postpartum depression. She added that she had limited resources to help me be successful mentally and physically. I don't think that a lot of people realize, a lot of businesses and even men realize how serious and how postpartum depression is. I think people just call it baby blues and, oh, you're just adjusting and this and that, but it really is a thing. And I don't think a lot of companies, because if you think about it, you have a baby in January and then they want you to be back at work in February. I do recruiting, so I was actually talking to a girl today and she was saying that her company only gave her 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had to leave her job and she wasn't working for a while because, when you have a new child, you got specific hours and things like that. So I think that things have, we have progressed because now they're giving paternity leave for dads. So that's good, but I think that there needs to be more resources. I know the company I work for, they actually have a mother's room where they have comfortable recliners in there, the lights are dim, and they have refrigerators for the mothers that want to breastfeed. I realize not every organization can make certain changes to, their buildings and things like that, but I think that, you have a baby and it's hard to just automatically go back to work.
Yeah, but here's the thing, the WNBA, your whole league
It's full of
women.
Exactly.
So why not have the necessary resources for them?
Right.
Absolutely.
That makes zero sense to me.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, even if Skylar was, let's just hypothetically say she was over-exaggerating a smidgen, to even have your name drawn up in this in the WNBA is horrible.
It's
Mhm.
very horrible.
Horrible look.
And why did she wait so long, dude? I get it. It's hard to even talk about stuff like that. But if you weren't having this, man, I'd be putting it out on blast, hey, this is what's happening in our league. Because you guys are already complaining about not getting paid enough and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So when you already don't get paid enough, well, that's probably why, and you don't have the resources. Well, they all kind of go hand in hand, The money does lead to, if I had the money, maybe I can figure out the resources on my own if you weren't going to give me the resources. You know what I mean? So it's not like she's making so much to where, she can take care of all that. The timing, it was what kind of caught me off guard. I would have just, I don't want to say I would have just sat out the season, but if you're not getting, if it's that important to you, your child is going to be more important than your career, I feel like.
But I feel like Skylar is the face of the Dallas Wings, right?
She is.
And so you have to assume
she is
before
right now.
Enrique, but I'm just saying before, and that might be why now she has the courage to say something. Now she don't have to carry the
baton being passed.
Yeah, she can say what she want to say because now this youngster that came in and is on fire. But I can understand her not wanting to jeopardize her career and maybe stick her foot in her mouth. But I'm surprised, she's not the first female to have a baby in the WNBA. So I'm surprised at the Dallas
And
Wings.
nobody else has came out and said they didn't have resources.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's very odd. Very, very odd. That's taboo on behalf of the Dallas Wings. They screwed that one up.
Very
Not just them, it's the WNBA. It's not just a
No, I
think
but
it's
but
more
it's-
isolated.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, like what we just said, no other team has had these type of issues coming out. Now, if another female came out and said something like this, then I would say, okay, the WNBA needs to have
As
some
a
type
whole, right.
of laws or.
But I'm pretty sure they just didn't want to say anything. They didn't want to rock the boat. Because
It's
look at Skylar Diggins. Like you said, she's the face of the Wings.
Yeah.
So,
It's like sometimes in rape cases, someone, finally has the courage to stand up, and so then all of a sudden here are 5 other women that have
We'll
the
see.
courage to stand up.
We'll
I mean, there's
I mean,
girls who had a baby, but now that they're retired, they could have said something to
Yeah.
support her. But I haven't heard anything about
I haven't heard anybody else
But
Yeah.
then again, everyone's situation is different too. So what she is feeling, another woman might not have necessarily been
Sure.
feeling.
But I'm
too.
talking about just
So-
resources are available or not.
Resources. What I'm
You know,
talking about.
regardless, just as soon as you get pregnant, this is available for you. You know how to deal with this and get the necessary help. Here's a hotline number. Here's
Maybe
a.
she didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, before we go though, you got
She wants to come on the show. She
Yeah.
Wait.
No, before you eat, we got Lacey Ivy's joined us and Patty Pitts has joined us too.
But no, I do want to discuss this real quick. Lamar Odom.
Oh,
I gotta get this one in. Opens up about Taraji P. Henson because who knew that he even dated Taraji P.
I did it.
I think everybody was like, what?
What
Where
was
was
she
that?
thinking?
He says that was the first black woman that he had ever dated and how she held him down, right? But he decided to leave Taraji to get with Khloe Kardashian. And, I had heard part of it. He was saying he didn't know how to tell Taraji that he had fallen in love with somebody else. And, he said she was a little older than me, but I learned a lot from her because that was the most significant relationship as a grown-up that I had with a black woman. So your question that you put on here is, why do men leave a woman that will hold him down for something else? Is it because it's a Kardashian, or in his particular case, it was a Kardashian? Or is it because, a certain look is in, body-wise, skin tone? Or is it just, what is it?
That's really a good question.
I think he just never let it go with her. I think deep down inside he was probably always still in love with her. And
With who?
with Khloe, because he was with Khloe before.
Yeah. No.
He was
with
Taraji
Taraji
first.
No, I know, but he was with Khloe. Wasn't he already with Khloe?
No. He was with
This is
Taraji
way-
first
yeah.
and left Taraji to go start something with Khloe.
Chloe, yeah.
And I think it not so much the certain look of the time, but I think it could have been she's older than me. And I feel like I can relate with somebody who's younger than me. Like the connection is better. Whereas this person is teaching me, whereas I can teach this person.
So, we have to think though.
But if that's the case, because I honestly thought he was with Khloe, broke up, he was going through his drug addiction, then he got with Taraji, and then if that's the case, it's definitely a Kardashian thing. For sure.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely.
So, do you think that maybe his life and everything would have taken a different turn had he stayed with? Exactly. Had he stayed with Taraji?
Definitely. If she was holding him down, she was holding him accountable. She wouldn't let him slip and slide and do all that stuff.
I bet she didn't call him Lammy.
He wouldn't have ended up in a brothel. Right?
I will say this. I'm not gonna make this a color thing. This is what I will say. The Kardashians' lifestyle versus Taraji P. Henson's
That's what I asked.
lifestyle. I'm just talking about the way they handle their success and their levels of success are totally different.
Correct.
So when you think about the pressure that the Kardashians on, they have to literally entertain us once a week in a sitcom. But that's
millions of people do.
Millions of people do. And so the pressure is on them, and when they're out in public, they have to behave a little bit differently, right? Taraji is more of a, everybody's
you see at the grocery store.
Everybody's 18. Yeah, you can walk up to. If I saw Khloe Kardashian, isn't it the one that Lamar married?
Yeah.
Khloe, I would not approach her. If I saw Taraji, I would approach Taraji and say, "Can I have an autograph?" It's just a different views on how people approach them. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You might see Taraji out with no makeup on, just a sweatshirt and a t-shirt. You ain't catching a Kardashian out without full everything.
So how old is Taraji now? About 48?
Yeah,
Wait,
but she's dating a younger guy now.
Yeah, she got engaged, right?
Hayden something.
She got engaged, I think.
Yeah, they're engaged.
So here's my thing. We see how Taraji looks now at 48. Wait till Khloe gets 48 and then makeup and stuff. So
Man,
Let's ask
Maybe
a
no
question
shit.
then.
Hey, she got so much surgery.
Wait, so this situation also reminds me of Swaggy P. What's his name?
He was with
Nick Young?
Yeah, Nick
Yes,
Young.
Nick Young.
Oh, okay.
Who had an opportunity with Rihanna, but because everything was so fresh with Iggy, he turned down Rihanna for Iggy.
He turned on
Yes.
Nick
So
Young,
what's y'all's take on that?
he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He is dumb.
He
That
just
woman,
lost his nickname, Swaggy. He ain't
Iggy,
Swaggy
she's
no
not
more.
attractive. She's not attractive at all to me. Iggy.
She's okay.
She's not.
She's okay.
No, hey, you take that makeup off and see how you look at. She's not.
Is Nick Young still playing for the
No.
Warriors? Where's he playing?
He's done.
He's done? Okay.
Now, Iggy's body isn't bad,
Yeah,
but
whenever,
That's
surgery too.
whenever basketball season started, like the kickoff, Swaggy P, he went on live to play like NBA 2K. But it's like, bro, basketball is on tonight. Like, nobody wants to see you play 2K.
Yeah, shoot. Swaggy P got a little ring now, so he can care less.
Yeah.
There's millions of kids everywhere, probably.
Shout out to D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He balled.
Well,
No, shout out to D'Angelo
Remember
Russell
that,
for the Swaggy P, Iggy
Remember
Azalea
that?
breakup.
you remember
What
that.
happened?
Remember, he was the one who recorded him live talking about he was talking.
That's right. He
Sleeping
wanted
with
to go
somebody
to the
else.
spot. Sure did.
Yeah.
God, dog. Yep.
All right, so give us your
All
week,
right,
man.
let's eat.
Man, the yeet of the week. So, there we go.
2 each today.
We got
Well,
2 yeets.
Well, they're both relevant.
What about a backward G or opposite to
What's
Yeet?
it?
Kawhi Leonard already doing load management.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey, and by the way, the Washington Nationals have taken the lead.
3-2.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Ashley, pull it out.
2-run
I
home
like
run.
their logo though. I meant to get a shirt, but you know.
And
I
James
spent all my
Harden
money on
finished
sneakers.
with
54.
59 points.
Wow.
Almost hit 60.
All right.
Wow.
We need to finish this.
So originally, you ready to go to bed?
My wife will be home
It's
soon.
night time.
Good lord.
The chateau is being shut down. Hey,
Security about to go.
originally diagnosed with osteosarcoma, a rare form of bone cancer. As a freshman in high school, Casey O'Brien has gone through 14 surgeries and numerous rounds of chemotherapy. He had not played a down of football until University of Minnesota head coach P.J. Fleck actually allowed Casey the opportunity to go into a second half game when the Minnesota Golden Gophers were up 27-0, and Casey held the ball for 3 snaps, and the crowd went crazy. This guy has cancer, and he literally is fighting, but yet playing football.
Was that this past week?
Just recently happened.
But
Just
what is
recently
this, like 4th time or something like
happened. Yeah,
that?
he's a 4-time cancer survivor.
4 times.
4 times. So that was a very impressive story, and I don't know if y'all follow PJ Fleck at all. The guy's he's an extreme motivational speaker. He's a coach. Everywhere he's went, he finds success, and this is just another opportunity or another time that we've seen him step out and be a pace setter. You know what I'm saying? Do something different. And I don't know. Did we talk about the blind kid a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, the
About
one from
USC.
Jake Olsen.
Yep, Jake Olsen. So this is just another opportunity for a kid to fight through adversity and show us something that, you know, life ain't gonna always be perfect. We gonna have some bumpy roads, and hey, you gotta keep going because you never know your dreams are right around the corner. So my guy Casey O'Brien, 4-time cancer survivor, man. You deserve a yeet.
All right, y'all. That wraps us up today at the Chateau de Tomas podcast, Sports Life Talk.
And thanks to everybody that joined us live on Facebook.
That's right.
We really appreciate
Yes.
it.
Are we
Your
on
man
the
Rock.
Chateau? We gonna do this here every time?
You bring this hood dad, you won't be coming back now. But
Yeah.
yeah, y'all come on back.
All right.
And we gonna start implementing $5 fines like Ike Turner.
For tardiness.
Yeah.
Look at it.
I'm gonna do better next time.
That's a $5
That's
fine.
show up without no food.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
got these people up at 9 o'clock at night.
I love y'all. Thank y'all
It's
for
10.
joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
trying to
10
say.
o'clock, yeah.
Y'all gotta go home.
But you gotta
You
get
gotta
it.
get up out of here.
Alright, thank you for listening to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. Follow us and like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Sports Life Talk. We hope that you will join us next week, same time.
Well, a little
No,
early.
yeah,
7
maybe a little
p.m.
early.
Yeah,
It's
somewhere around
8:45.
there. Yeah.
Hey, I do know what things say.
And tell a friend, and B. Jones has something to say. Yes.
Alex Bregman, who plays for the Houston,
Astros.
came from LSU. Good night, y'all.
Well, we definitely want them to lose.
I was just about to make a comment too,
We
but
outta
we went
here.
a whole episode without talking about it.
Good night, y'all. Good night.
Go
Hey, go Tigers.
I
You
gotta
never
come
know.
hit the butt.
Family, you won't
You
know.
gotta come get the
Time.
Oh yeah, better months.
2 weeks. We got
2
one
weeks.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I got a big one too.
We got Georgia.
Remember